Hi folks, after 4 months in the fruitarian paradise of Borneo and Java, I'm back to Germany. It's cold, it's wet, it's dark, but it's not the middle of winter anymore. We have March and the first trees are in flower, ornamental almonds, in the background ornamental cherries. Yeah, well, as you can imagine, March is not the perfect time for foraging for fruit in temperate climates on the northern hemisphere, like for example in Germany. It's rather a time for, stuff like green salads. You can also still get a lot of the winter roots and tubers. They are developing now into nice juicy leaves, so it's a good time for leaves. It's beginning to be a good time for flowers. This is not an edible one, but still. And it's still a decent time for all those winter roots and tubers. For example, this carrot here, you could eat the flowers, but you could also still eat the roots. In this carrot you could eat the leaves, but you could still also eat the root at this time of the year. Not the best time for foraging for fruit, but challenge accepted. I'll see what I can do. Here is the ornamental quince. It's also called mole's quince, flowering quince, Japanese quince. The genus is Chaenomeles. Actually, the real Japanese quince is Chaenomeles japonica, just one species of this genus. But this here is probably not japonica, this is probably some hybrid. Yeah, why is it called flowering quince or ornamental quince? Well, because it's usually being cultivated nowadays in the West for its beautiful red flowers, which tend to appear pretty early. That's why it's pretty ornamental. Why pseudo quince? This is a name quite commonly used in Germany. Well, the fruit kind of resemble a quince, but pseudo usually would mean it's not a real quince. However, there were areas in Nordic countries, for example, the northern parts of the Soviet Union, where it was too cold to grow quinces, but people still didn't want to miss this wonderful quince flavor and the wonderful recipes you can make with quince. And there, this stuff used to be cultivated on a commercial scale. I don't know if it's still cultivated nowadays, but in the Baltic countries and northern Russia, this used to be cultivated in plantations, and the fruit was used to make lemonades and jellies and jams and preserves and you name it. Here in the West, few people know that it's edible. The fruit gets ripe in autumn, but like a lot of fruit, it stays quite edible during the winter, so that even in March you can still find a lot of edible fruit. Okay, let's try it. Well, definitely tastes like quince. A little bit more sour, although here a lot of the sourness is gone. After it remaining in the ripe stage for about half a year now. Lots of small seeds inside. Not unpleasant to eat, but a little bit hard. Yeah, this one actually tastes like an apple. Like a winter apple that's not completely ripe at the same time. Really funny. Not too bad, but they are better apples than that. Yeah, they are not usually eaten raw, though whenever I pass a plant in the park, usually I nibble a little bit on it. The sourness is quite a pleasant one. I've made some syrups and marmalades and also liquors from this stuff. Some of the products you can make with it, they're a little bit too sour and also astringent, and so to use it alone is a little bit, it's a little bit too much. I tend to use it together with cinnamon. Cinnamon tends to mitigate the sourness and the astringency, while cinnamon in itself has no sourness, and when you mix cinnamon with sugar, it's pretty tasty, but you still like to mix in something like apples or cherries or ornamental quince to add some sourness to it. Let's try another fruit. Not bad, really like a winter apple. In a time like spring, where there is almost no fruit to forage, we should be grateful even for stuff like that. Okay, folks, this was Chaenomeles, the ornamental quince, or Japanese quince. Stay tuned for more fruit videos from the cold spring of Germany. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.